Hello lovelies, welcome back to the channel. I have a new 100-day project art journal process for you. So yesterday when I did my day 40, I decided to spray the entire double page spread, knowing that day 40 and day 41 would have the same colour scheme. And after I finished it, I did this with the intention of trying something different on a similar background. So I knew I'd have the same colour for day 40 and 41, but I thought, one, I get my background colour done, and two, it would be good to see how I can make these two spreads look different, even though I've started with the same colours. So that was how I challenged myself today. Now, I have a lot of stamps, a lot of background and art stamps that I use for art journaling, but my favourites sit in a tub on my desk. We know, I've said it before, if it's on my desk, I'm much more likely to use it. So I have this little container with my favourite background stamps in it. I've just gone through it and grabbed a few out, and then I'm going to town on my background. I did have a plan in mind. I knew that I wanted to use a silhouette and block out the majority of this. So I'm just going to town, just creating some areas of interest, knowing that a lot of this is going to be covered. So I'm trying to focus some of my favourite stamps in the same areas. Even though I know I'm going to cover most of it up, it's still a fun process to just go to town with a bunch of stamps. My archival ink is on its last legs, I think. I got this at the Scrapbook Expo last year, so last June. I use it a lot. It's it's the only stamp pad I use now. I did have a Memento one, but it's not water safe, so it's water reactive, so I've swapped to the archival. I need a new one. I want to get the jumbo one. Have you seen the jumbo archival ink pad? I need that. So that's what I want to get to replace this one, because it does take me a bit to ink up my stamps to get to get a good image. So I love these number stamps. I've only ever used them for backgrounds. I haven't actually used them for anything else. I just love the bold definition that they give. And as I was cleaning up my desk, you may have seen, if you watched my last video, I was cleaning up my art room. And while I was doing that, I found, I knew I had them, but I had to find a new place for some stamps that I had. And I pulled a few out to put in my tub that sits on my desk, and this happened to be one of them. And I love chevrons. They're one of my favourite embellishments and figures. I love them. So finding this stamp was a lot of fun, and it stamps beautifully. So I've stamped that over, and it also gives it some more of that bold black. So I've got the faint details of my smaller stamps, and then these big bold chevrons and numbers. So I was happy with that. This is the stencil I've decided to use. It is one of my favourites, and I believe it's a Dina Wakley designed for, I want to say the Crafters Workshop, but I don't think that's right. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, it comes with two. There is a full body, and then there's this one, which I love. And I was trying to decide which way I wanted to do it, because generally when I use this, I always use it the same way. So I just wanted to make the conscious effort to flip it over so I can get a different image from the same stencil. So now I'm blocking it out. This is one of my favorite techniques to do. I love what you get left with when you block out the majority of your background and you're just left with this one concentrated area of color. I do love it. For a few seconds I contemplate not blocking it all out and letting them pages flow together, but I thought, no, I really did want to separate these two pages even though they are the same color. And so I decided to just block the whole thing out. And I love the way it turns out in the end. I do love seeing all this detail and colour in the silhouette. Now, I do love bright colours paired with black. I just love the way the colours pop. And yes, I'm really happy with it. So because I like to add a bit of definition, I'm just going around my silhouette with my black Feud Board pen. It's one of my favourite pens. I do like paint pens, but I kill them too often to be able to use them regularly. I don't have the patience to wait for my paint or my ink to dry enough to use paint pens. I'm working on it. I am working on that. But I've discovered that gel pens and I've discovered a few certain pens that work well enough for me that I don't have to try and develop some patience to use some paint pens. And this is one of them. This is the Feud Ball pen. It is a very broad tip. So if you like very detailed small writing, this is not the pen for you. But it is a beautiful pen if you like the broader tip. It's a lot of fun to play with. So I just wanted to add something. I found this stamp set when I was cleaning up, and it had a few different words, artist, create, inspire, things like that. And I decided it would be perfect to pair up with one of my silhouettes. And so I stamped out inspire because I do love that word. It's a great word, and I think it was actually my one little word. Not that I really do anything with it. I always pick a word for that project. I don't do the project, but I pick a word every year. Breathe, exist, and yeah, this year was inspired. But anyway, so I'm just I've stamped that out a few times. I did try out some of my other art, my other ink pads. They are all pretty much dead. I tried my StazOn and then my Memento, and the Memento was the same as the Archival. So yeah, just stamped out a few. And then I've got my white, this is another new favourite pen of mine. This is the white Jelly Roll pen. It works beautifully on the black. I just wanted to give it a border just to sort of ground the page, and then that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.